Hello, greetings from Mercer County. A few days ago, somebody laid out this situation. They're going through an uncontested divorce. Good luck with that. And the guy said that he would like that his house would, he could keep a bigger interest in his house than his former to be ex, because he said reasonably he paid the bills for all these years of marriage, so probably he was hoping that he could have a bigger portion of the house, whether he keeps it and more buys the spouse out, or the spouse keeps it so he gets bigger, more than half of the value of the house. You know how it works, and good luck with that. You know how it works. So when you're married in most states, most jurisdiction, the house, if it was acquired after the marriage, is considered marital asset, so it's gonna be split evenly. Not the house evenly, but the value somehow is split evenly, so that's called equitable distribution, and it does only apply to the house, but also the furniture and bank accounts and retirements and everything. And so basically it's split evenly. Of course, sometimes there are marital portion. For example, if you have some investments that you start doing before marriage, and then you continue to do during the marriage, all of the portion between the marriage is considered. So the house, it's controversial how it's treated. So these pose a problem on that. I think the laws need to change in this way, because this is very this is something that adds stress to the marriage and to the divorce, for the reason that not only you are going to a stressful marriage, possibly you are going through a situation emotional situation. Also, you are considering, hey, I worked so hard to keep the family happy, to build the house, and so and probably also the other person worked hard, but in a different way. And so how it comes that then it's even, alimony and equitable distribution, I think that is something that it's just to some extent. It needs to be there, but the way that it's treated, that everything is split even, especially when we're dealing with people that are high earner, and there is an imbalance of what people earn in the family. There is a threshold where this is not fair anymore to both people in the cover. So again, let's simplify. Let's say alimony. Alimony is something that is it's something that is good for the family, because as you know, most of the situation why it was invented, because if you have a traditional old style family, in which you have I don't want to make it sexist, but when the husband works and earn money, so have a paid job, and the wife stays at home and take care of the children especially, and so and the house too, and cleaning and so on. So you're saying that the wife also need to be compensated somehow for their work. So basically what the husband makes is also toward belongs to the woman too. When you break this marriage, so the husband keeps the job and keeps the earning ability. And how about the wife? The wife was out of the job market, didn't make career, so it did involve in her education went down, so she has less activity. And besides, also her effort in raising the children and housekeeping, is something that helped the husband to have the success that he had. So this needs to be compensated if the marriage is dissolved. The husband should recognize the wife for a number of years, like many not forever, but for a number of years, like most jurisdictions and states allow for this purpose. And this is okay. I agree with that, with a average earning family. Now what if the one of the spouses, which could be the husband or the wife, and let me also add something more. I acknowledge that women also traditionally to be the ones that raise the children, so spend more time for the children and with basic needs, but also with talking to the teachers and being soccer moms or sport moms and picking them up, dropping them off, and all this effort. This is traditionally true. Also, they have a specific time that they're forced to be with their children, and then speaking about that beautiful miracle of pregnancy, and also breastfeeding. So it's something that women have a little bit of extra time that spend with their children when family are blessed with children, of course. And this is true. So I agree that if there is a dissolution, the person that earns more should give some compensation to a certain extent. And I would say also, if many times in these days the wife earns more, the wife is the more educated and earns more, even so sometimes probably the man should concede a little bit more of child custody to the woman, to the extent that she had to stop her career in certain points. So that should be acknowledged. This is when there are children. Sometimes there are no children involved, or the children are already adults. But so what happened that when I will say the husband, but one of the member of the couple, which could be the women, and I know during my dating phase I met many women that were successful and made more than their men, or even in some cases they didn't make some they were stay-home moms, but after divorce they got education, they got a job, and after they became the bigger earner of their ex-husband. Anyway, so in this case it happens that the alimony and the equitable distribution doesn't get so equitable, because if and I think of this situation, say that okay, the wife makes big effort for the first, second, third years of the lives of their children, and also helps at home. And so this is something, sacrifice that you do against your women career to some extent. But in the same time, probably the husband is studying, is working hard, is working overtime, is getting career, is educating himself, is gaining experience. So, and this is not automatic. It's not something that he have to do. So he could also just keep earning the bare minimum and be happy with that, and the wife should be happy with that. But some men and some spouses, women and men, they run the extra miles to give more benefit to their wife and their families and so if this trust is broken because they don't get along anymore and somebody says okay, the husband decided to leave or the wife decided to leave, so I believe that the man should the higher earner should only compensate for the bare minimum. So for example, the base pay of average income, and what is above that should actually be to him because he wanted to get better and better, to improve himself and to the benefit of the family and to the benefit of himself too. And besides, also many women, we have many women that work. I understand that these women have some additional effort to make, like the maternal period, but also women can go to work if they have two choices: either stay at home and save money of babysitting and daycare and housekeeping, or they can get a job that is more paying of, like you pay a babysitter $20 an hour, you get a job that gives you $30 an hour, for example, and then you keep 20 and you pay 10 to hire the babysitter, and your husband paid the other 10 to pay the babysitter. So actually your staying home is not really that but I'm doing something for you, for the family. Actually what is you should pay, you should be the fair amount of a babysitter and a housekeeper, because I also have to say, so I'm a single dad now and the children live with me, so I know that sometimes I do the housekeeping myself, and I work 9 to 5, and also I'm doing the coach business, so as this can be done, so you can work and do this. So many moms that stay home, actually they spend much of their time watching soap operas. I don't want to to undervalue what the value of a traditional family, but they chit chat on the phone with their friend or have coffee time, so they enjoy their stay home moms. So it's not really that they need to get the equitable means to be 50-50 in any case. So good luck with that. I think the laws should be changed. There should be a cap to the alimony. It should be a cap to the equitable distribution, and should be some recognizing if the man, the man or the spouse earns above the average. But this is not the case. What's the problem here? So I'm not doing this too political or too whatever. The problem is this a kind of stuff that they don't teach before you get married. When we get married, we want that we vow to be with our spouses all life long till death breaks apart. I always forget what's the meaning in English. English is not my first language. But so we don't think. We think that whatever we make is for love and is for the family forever. But then they don't teach us that actually things can change path along the way, and we need to split stuff, and we don't have a contract to that. Actually we do, because the law regulates how to split these things, but still there is some negotiation power. You can have a contract when you prepare the divorce, but also you can have a contract before you married, and few people do this contract. They don't think there could be this disparity in the income and in the effort they put in the family. And this adds stress when you divorce. So people decide not to divorce because, okay, I lose all the house, I lose all the money, I'll be broke, and many people get broke, and they get broke. I mean, they spend a lot of money only to go through this negotiation with the lawyers that get paid $300, $350, $400 an hour to stay in a all-day meeting. You pay 2 lawyers, and you spend. I mean, I don't say you waste, but I mean you spend $2,000-3,000 just from one day meeting to argue about assets. It's very complicated. Some men that earn more say, okay, do I have to spend all this money? So say I spend $5,000, $10,000 negotiation, then I need to give to save $10,000, $20,000 from my house, from I mean the assets that we are going to split. So okay, let's give up and concede to the other person as much, and the person that lose the most is the one that earns more, and the person that have nothing to lose, and then they can drag this thing over and over with negotiation, are the person that earns less, that they were at home or they were a basic job because just to kill the time, and didn't give a monetary contribution to the family. And I understand, the work on a house and have a lovely house is an important job, but this can be delegated. It's not that because you do that for whole life. I understand you do that for 2 years, 3 years, for even less, for 1 year for each child that you have, that you're blessed with. And if you don't have a child, then really it does make really much sense that the alimony or equitable distribution is based on maintaining what we call the status quo. It should be based on what on an average, and the life with dignity should accept, but no more than that. That if somebody in the couple, the spouse, the career woman or the man that work hard to get their promotion and to be loved by their companies or their business, that build their businesses, so those should not be traded in the family. So yes, besides, I've just back from our can I split it from this meeting where a doctor said, anxiety, depression, stress can reduce your life. And when he has his patients that are dealing with some life-threatening disease, they don't care anymore of the assets. And so the doctor say, who cares of what you have? Who cares of the house or splitting? Going back to the question of the guy that said, can I keep more interest in the house because I pay the bill all the time, and I will feel defrauded that I help my family more than my spouse, and then I give the half of the house to my spouse, like I never did anything extra to give it. And yeah, so he said, who cares of the assets? Sometimes, unfortunately, the law does help him, does help us, and does help the people that strive more to work for the family until the family is is separated for the events of the life. But yeah, so the laws don't help us, and so we need also to be prepared to be happy also if we lose this asset, because the future is to work on our happiness, the pursuit of our happiness and the pursuit of more successes in life. Despite of, I mean, it's a new start. It's hard to digest, but I mean, it's a new start, and we need to be happy. I mean, it's not something that you just process overnight, and yeah, but this is a way to start. So, and also I'm telling to the young couple to start thinking about how they invest in their family, to renegotiate also I mean, in a fair way, not to trying to take advantage of the other spouse, but to negotiate, hey, I'm getting bigger success at my company as an employee or on my business, so I want to make sure, I mean, this is separate assets. If you want to work harder, probably you should find a job or you get education, I support you. Otherwise, I mean, if anything happen, this is the best that you can get. So to start planning about this earlier rather than sooner, and this is important. But when we are at the point of this guy that he want to split the house in a way that takes into account his extra contribution to the bills and to the mortgage, it's not too late. We can try some negotiation. We need to be on this negotiation for a point of power. So the other party power is that the law says, okay, if you don't give my half, because the judge will give the half to the other spouse, and the less contributing spouse will say, okay, if you don't give me half, I'll drag you the legal battle for as long as I can. I'll bankrupt you, and bankrupt each other. So sometimes it's a very naive turn, and the judge will still favor me. So yeah, I mean, you can do some negotiation power, but it's not that much power. The power is when you work on yourself and you understand you're happy, and you can, for example, this is not a legal advice, so this is something that we need to discuss on a case-by-case basis. Don't take just one of the hundreds of the possibility that you can do. If you don't, for example, if you don't know that the law will give half of the property to your other spouse, if you're strong, you can flip the situation. Say, hey, if you go in the negotiation, we'll spend a lot of money on divorce lawyers. So give me some access. You consider something else that is less important or less monetary important, and you threaten them with the lengthy kind of spending. So they'll say, if we save $20,000-$30,000 of lawyer's fee, you can get that as a benefit for you, not a loss of opportunity for you, but giving the house to me. So this is fair, because I mean, also, as I said at the beginning, they claim this is an uncontested divorce, and good luck with that. That will be a source of contention, so you need to be prepared with that. If you go through this contention or this negotiation with a solid heart and solid mind and from a place of happiness, that will work best for you. But if you go with anxiety and with fear and with also guilt, because at a given point you can think, okay, if the law says that I need to give half of the house, I feel a little bit guilty. I mean, this is a cognitive dissonance, because say, okay, yeah, I paid more, but then I'm against the law, so I'm bad, so I'm in delinquency with the law. It's a place of lack, a place of lack of abundance, of scarcity, that does help negotiation, and it will be helpful for you. So that's why in this case you can some therapy or some coaching will be helpful. I would recommend some coaching, not to coach you on the legal aspects, because the lawyer will coach you that, and they will say, okay, pay me and everything will be fine, and eventually it will not. To what you say, I mean, everybody, so also lawyers always say everybody will be unhappy outcome of the negotiation, so why pay them anyway? I mean, but we need legal support, but also coaching at the beginning or while starting is very helpful. And let me know in the comments, or just contact me directly to tell me what you think about this. And stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, or follow me on the other platform and social media, so we can keep in touch and discuss about this topic, about divorce, about how to be happy during a divorce and after divorce, and also how not to delay a divorce when it's inevitable, because we have the doubt who's taking the house, who's taking the children, who's taking whatever. So yeah, I hope to thank you for your time, and hope to see you next time on these channels. Have a great day.